G'day guys. So the Scourge invasion is well underway. I'm sure everyone has been massively inconvenienced by it recently. But with that, this week we saw the introduction of a lot of those summoning stones in and around Azeroth. Now, if you did Classic originally, you'd be familiar with this event, but for those who are new to TBC or coming in just for Wrath, a lot of these mobs around these summoning stones are dropping necrotic runes. Some of the rares drop the necrotic runes as well as the undead slaying set. These necrotic runes can be used to purchase cosmetic items, toys that you can use, the Argent Dawn tabard, but also consecrated sharpening stones and blessed wizard oil. Now in Classic, these were really powerful because we were going into Naxxramas, so a lot of people farmed these endlessly for that really strong 100 attack power buff and the equivalent for the spellcasters as well. But this time around, the game is basically over, and there's not a lot of undeads in the raids that we are doing. You know, we're doing Sunwell and BT really, and unless you plan on using these in Karazhan, they pretty much have no use, which is really sad and kind of annoying, and for the most part makes these farming pretty useless. Now, to make matters worse, these stones and the oils have an item level restriction of 165 on them. You put that into perspective, Sunwell gear is like, 160 to 165. Amphitheater of Anguish in Wrath of the Lich King, which is around 75 to 76. That's 175, and the Naxxramas gear is 200. So really, these aren't going to be farmed like they were in original Classic to be used in Naxxramas, because we're going to be too high eye level, and the weapons that we do have are going to be way over 165. But hear me out here. I still think these are worth farming, and let me tell you why. There are heaps of zones in Northrend that are predominantly undead. When you think about it, this is Wrath of the Lich King. If that doesn't give off undead vibes, then I don't know what does. This is the Lich King we're talking about, so there's heaps and heaps of dungeons and questing zones that are entirely undead, or 95 to 99% undead. Now, if you've been grinding a lot in pre-patch, you will have definitely decked out your character in Brutal Gladiator weapons or Sunwell grade weapons. So the likelihood that you use these weapons all the way until 75 or 76 when you do Amphitheater of Anguish, or basically all the way until 80 until you start farming your pre-raid BIS. So you're going to have these weapons that are 165 or below for a really long time. So you can use these stones and these wizard oils while you quest and while you level. So here are some zones and some dungeons you can actually use these in. Using these will massively increase your XP per hour. The damage will just go through the roof, and you'll finally be able to put to use a lot of these items that you can farm right now. So for some dungeons, for those who are cleaving their way through to level 80, or maybe they're popping in for every single dungeon just to make sure that they get those quests done, you can do Azjol Nerub, Arnkahet, the Culling of Stratholme, Drak'Tharon Keep, and even parts of Utgard Pinnacle are actually undead as well. Some zones to keep in mind while you are questing that are made up pretty much predominantly of undeads. You have Dragonblight, which will go at either level 71 or 72. You have Zuldrak, which we'll head to afterwards. And lastly, you have Icecrown as well, which is also all undead. I would say it doesn't matter what class you are, as long as you can equip these, whether you're a Death Knight, you can put them on both of your weapons, and you'll still have your rune forging, or your warriors, for any of that. Feral Druids, you can chuck that on as well. Keep in mind, I would say rogues are the only iffy class that I'm kind of unsure the toss-up between, double instant for leveling or these consecrated sharpening stones. My gut tells me that the sharpening stones are going to be really powerful, and having 2 on as a rogue is going to be awesome, but there's definitely no excuse for the casters as well. This is a massive damage buff for you guys over, your Brilliant Wizard Oil or any sort of equivalent. Superior Wizard Oil is, I think, 42 spell damage, and this is 100. So there's absolutely no reason for you guys not to be farming these right now to really pump up your numbers and make your leveling experience so much quicker. But, of course, you healers, you guys are still going to have to go with some kind of other Wizard Oil just for some mana regen or for some spell damage. Completely up to you guys. So in short, I would definitely recommend putting a little bit of extra effort in to farm these runes for yourself now. Honestly, I farmed like over 300 of these in about an hour. They're super easy. For some reason, well, maybe not for no reason, because people think that they can't use these beyond level 70, they're just not farming them. So you can get entire zones to yourself. You can get entire summoning circles all to yourself. Just group them up, AoE them down with a bunch of guildies, do it all in one night, and I guarantee all of you guys are going to have more stones and more wizard oils than you know what to do with. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Hope you enjoy it. Kind of a shorter video today, but I kind of just wanted to get this out as quick as possible so you guys do have as much time to farm this before it goes away. Good luck out there. Drop me a comment, drop me a like, drop me a sub. I appreciate you all. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.